Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We're in Mishna Yevamos, Parakut Gimel, chapter 13, Mishnah Zai, Mishnah 7. Today's Mishnah is dedicated in memory of Sarachelna
Bas Avrahamiah.
Bas Avrahamiah. The Neshama Shaban Aliyah.
Amen.
Okay. Shnei Achin, got two brothers. Nesuin l'shtei achayos, married to two sisters. Now we're getting back to Yevamos. Okay, getting back to Yevamos again. All right, so let's just stop for a second. Two brothers are married to two sisters, and one brother dies without children. So his wife falls for Yibam to his brother. Will there be Yibam in this case? Will there be Yibam in that case? Answer is no, because the woman falling to him is his wife's sister. She's an erva. And that's the rule that we started off from day one. That if an erva falls, a woman who's forbidden to you as one of the arayas, one of the forbidden relatives, there is no yibam or chalitza whatsoever. So that is what things are going to be revolving around here in this Mishnah. But here's the story. Shnei achem nesuyim l'shtei achayos. Two brothers married to two sisters. Yisaymais katanos. They were both girls who were orphan, and they were minors. So they didn't have a father to marry them off. And who married them off? Their mother or their brothers, according to rabbinic law. And they were two sisters, and they were married off to two brothers. Okay? Umeis baila shel achas mehen. And now the husband of one of them dies without children. Teitze mishum achais isha. She goes free, meaning she needs no yibam or chalitza, because she is the wife. She is the sister of his wife. Follow that? Now, the point that we have to just make here right now is that in this case, both marriages were at a rabbinic level. They were all midrabanan, both marriages, and therefore any yibam that would have been done would have been midrabanan, and now working within the framework of marriage and of yibam, it comes out now that the woman who falls for yibam is the sister of the surviving brother's wife, and therefore, just like in a Torah yibam, there's no yibam then. In a rabbinic yibam, there's no rabbinic yibam then. Very, very straight to the point. Let's say a similar case. Let's say both girls, they could have been of an adult age, but they're chershes, they're deaf mutes. And as deaf mutes, they cannot make the decision to be able to marry. But midrabanan, the Rabbanan said they could marry. Again, which is to protect them. They could marry. So you've got two sisters who are deaf mutes, married to two brothers, the same thing, and one of them dies without children. That woman goes free. She needs no yibam or chalitza, even midrabanan, according to rabbinic law, because she's an erva. She is the sister of his wife. Okay, now we get a little bit more complicated. Gedayla ukatana. Back to the sisters, but now one was a gedayla, one was an adult, and one was a minor, which means the brother married to the adult sister is married midaraisa according to Torah law, and the brother married to the ktana, to the minor, meaning one sister got married when she was an adult, and the other sister got married after the father died while she was a ktana, when she was a minor. Her marriage is midrabanan, is rabbinic. Okay, so now, Meis Baila Shal Katana, the husband of the younger, of the Katana, of the minor, of the sister who is the minor, died. So she falls to Yibam, to the other brother. But what happens then? This minor girl, she will now go free because she is the wife of his sister, right? The first brother, the brother is married to the Gedayla, he's married to her midaraisa. The other sister was married midrabanan. Okay, with midrabanan there's yibam, but in this case, even midrabanan won't be yibam because it is the sister of the surviving brother's wife. That still works. Now, meisbaila shal gedayla, the husband of the gedayla, of the adult wife, he now passes away. And she falls to Yibam, to the brother married to the Katana, to the minor, whose marriage is only midrabanan. So we have an issue here. The issue is that this woman who now fell to Yibam, she was married to the brother midaraisa, according to Torah law. That means that she has a full-fledged zika, a full-fledged Yibam bond to the surviving brother. Okay, but the surviving brother is married to her sister, but only midrabanan. So you're not going to be able just to go ahead and knock her off and say that, well, it's the surviving brother's wife's sister. The surviving brother's wife is only midrabanan. According to Torah law, they're not married. And the only one that was married was the brother who died, was married to the adult woman, and she fell to him for Yibam. But you do have a rabbinic issue here that, at least looking at from the Rabbanan, from the rabbinic marriage, right? This woman falling is the sister of this man's wife. But the man's wife's got a problem too, because she is the sister of the woman who is bound to him for Yibam. That's called Achai Sekukasai, the sister of the woman who is bound to him for Yibam. You can't be married to her. If she's the sister of the woman bound to you for Yibam, it's a rabbinic law. It's an Isser Rabbanan, but they can't be married. So we got a problem here. We have a problem because from either point, from either woman, this man cannot be married to them. So what do? So we have three opinions coming up. Rebbe Eliezer says, here's the solution. Teach the Ketana, guide her, teach her, tell her, do mian on your husband. Do mian on your husband. Because at the end of the day, you cannot be married to him. Because you are either the sister of the woman bound to him for Yibam. Were he to go ahead and do chalitza on his brother's wife, she would his wife, the Ketana, would still be forbidden to him, because now she's the sister of the woman that he did chalitza to, which is also midrabanan forbidden. Okay, so she's stuck. There's no solution for her. So her solution, what she should do? She should go ahead and do mian. She does mian. She now, by doing mian, by refusing the marriage from her husband, it's like she was never married to begin with. And therefore now, the woman who fell to Yibam, no problem. She's not the sister of this man's wife, because there was no marriage, because she did mian. So Rebbe Eliezer is saying this is the solution to the problem, because at least now you can have the choice of doing Yibam to the adult wife of the brother who died. And Bartenura says this is the halacha, but we still have two other opinions to go through. Rabbi Gamliel says, "In meyana, if she does the refusal, she does it. You don't tell her. If she does it, she does it. Vimlav, if she doesn't do it, here's what you do. Tamten et shatagdo. Let this minor wait until she becomes an adult, and then v'teitzei halazu mishmachais isha. And now the other one, the adult wife of the brother who died, will now go free because she is the wife of the sister of his wife. So let's work through this. Okay? According to Rebbe Eliezer, if she makes the miyun, fine, but if she doesn't, she doesn't. We're not going to be telling her to do Yibam, according to Rebbe Gamliel. We don't tell her to do that. Just 1 second. Right. If there is miyun, if there's miyun, there's miyun. Okay? If she does it, fine. And that will allow, like according to the first opinion of Rebbe Eliezer, if she does the miyun, the marriage is gone retroactively, the adult wife of the brother who died, Yibam could be done. But there's another solution to the problem here. So we had a problem that the minor, right? How can the minor can never stay married to him? Because at one point she's either the sister of the woman who's connected to him. She's the sister of the woman who has achais kukasai. She's the sister of the woman who has she's the sister of the woman who has a yibam bond to her husband, right? And even if he gives that adult wife chalitza to his sister-in-law, she now become the sister of his chalutza. So she's stuck. So Rabbi Gamliel, she's not stuck. Not stuck. Because number one, Rabbi Gamliel says that actually this wife, the Ketana, the minor, she can remain married to this husband. According to Rabbi Gamliel, the fact that there is a Zika bond to her sister does not forbid her. Basically, Rabbi Gamliel does not have the problem of achais kukasai, of the sister of the woman bound to for yibam. He doesn't see that like marriage, like her wife's sister, even midrabanan. There is no problem. There is no prohibition like that. Therefore, if there is no prohibition, here's what now. If there is no prohibition, okay, he's going to stay married to her. But what's going to happen with the other woman? If the other woman, he can't do yibam to the other woman because she is the sister of his wife. If he does chalitza to her, his wife's going to become forbidden. So what do? Says Rabbi Gamliel, here's the solution. She stays married. She's allowed to stay married. If a minor gets married as a minor, and she remains married to this person into adulthood, the marriage now becomes daraisa. It becomes a Torah marriage.
Automatically.
Well, it comes because of the fact that, assuming that he cohabited with her once she became an adult, that now makes it that the marriage is daraisa, is Torah law. Oh, now, so he waits till she's an adult. She becomes his wife according to Torah law. Now, according to Torah law, her sister is really an erva, right? Now she's a real erva. Now she's really the sister of his wife. She goes free. She goes free. If at some point she becomes a full-fledged erva, she goes free. Even if when she first fell to Yibam, she wasn't an erva, but if at some point she becomes an erva in between, that, says Rabbi Gamliel, will now let her go free. She's an erva now. She's an erva. There's no Yibam, there's no chalitza. She goes free. So according to Rabbi Gamliel, you got a solution. Rabbi Yeshua Omer, Rabbi Yeshua says like this: Ilay al ishtay, ilay al eshes achiv. Woe to him over his wife, and woe to him over the wife of his brother. Moitzes ishtay beget. He's got to give his wife a get. Ve'eshes achiv b'chalitza, and the wife of his brother, he's got to perform chalitza. According to Rabbi Yeshua says like this: he agrees with Rebbe Lezer that the Yavim may not remain with his wife because she is now the sister of his Sekuka. He agrees, meaning not like Rabbi Gamliel. He agrees with Rebbe Lezer, his wife is the sister of the woman who's bound to him for Yibam. He can't be married to her. Okay? Now, Rebbe Lezer said, all right, so go over to the Katana and encourage her to do Mian. And then she'll retroactively annul her marriage, retroactively knock off her marriage, and now the other one can do Yibam. Says Rabbi Yeshua, we do not tell a girl to do Mian. We don't encourage it. We don't do that. We do not encourage her to do Yibam. Okay? Even in this situation where by encouraging her, that will allow a Yibam to take place on the other woman, a mitzvah of Yibam, we do not encourage a Mian. Now, which would mean that if she knows about a Mian and she decides to do it, fine. We're not going to encourage her. And if we don't encourage her, then he cannot remain married to her. So what has he got to do? He's got to give her a get. Right? He's got to give her a get. He's got to divorce her. If he divorces her, now the sister, the woman who fell to him from Yibam, the adult wife of the brother who died, is now the sister of the woman he divorced. So there's no solution. No solution. He gives his wife a get, and he gives his sister-in-law a chalitza. Now again, she's not going to walk free because this marriage, that's the marriage to the Ketana, was only midrabanan. So all the halacha ramifications of that are midrabanan. This is after the get is given to the minor. Her sister, the adult, is the sister of the man of the surviving brother's divorcee midrabanan, according to rabbinic law. That's not going to knock off the Yibam bond that formed according to Torah law when the brother died. When the brother died, he was married to an adult woman. There was a Torah marriage, and she fell to Yibam. There's a Yibam connection. A rabbinic prohibition can't knock that off. It can say you can't perform Yibam, but you still got to do chalitza. So therefore, the Mishnah says, regarding this case, where the brother who had the adult wife died. We say to the brother who is still married to the Ketana, you cannot remain married to her. You got to give her a get. And you can't remarry to her because she's a sister of the woman who is connected to you for Yibam. And you got to give her a get. Once you give her the get, you give her the bill of divorce. Now the adult wife of the brother who died is the sister of the woman he divorced. Therefore, Yibam can't be done. So chalitza has to be done to her. And that's what Yeshua said, woe to him on his wife, and woe to him on his brother's wife regarding performing Yibam.
You used the word not off.
Okay. All right. Now, after all was said and done, the Chofetz Chaim said there's a number of conditions that have to be met. The last one being to make sure that if you tell over to other people what happened, that it shouldn't happen to that person you're speaking about more than what a Beis Din would do, or a Rabbinic court would do, more than what halacha, Jewish law, allows. And therefore says the Chofetz Chaim, one has to really think through about saying this over to people. Because when he's coming to tell this over to others, he is in great danger. Shall iser sipar lashon hara, of transgressing the prohibition of speaking lashon hara. Unless you really watch yourself regarding all the conditions we mentioned. And the most regarding the second condition and the fourth. Means the second and the fourth. The fourth was not to exaggerate, to tell it exactly like it is. And the second one was to make sure that you're correct, that you were right and he was wrong. Don't jump to that. You have to think that through very well. Regarding this, we can now apply the famous phrase, the famous saying, life and death is in the hands of the tongue. If right now you're at a situation of life and death, sin or not sinning, that's life and death. And if he does not think through before he says it, how, the manner he's going to say it over, is no question he's going to stumble. Because when you start talking, you start getting upset. And it's not possible to hold yourself back. It's emotional. Your emotions start going, and that's going to throw you off. Okay, therefore, beforehand, think through very well. Make plans to make sure that when you're going to talk, that you will not stumble, you will not exaggerate, and that your intention will be for a constructive purpose. Have a wonderful Shabbos.
Thank you, Rabbi. Have a good Shabbos.